Let's talk about people, because again, fans are what drive this league. When you look at people who are absorbing this content, they come from very young to toddlers to women. 80 for Brady, if you've seen that show and that movie. We need to make everyone feel more inclusive in this game, because quite frankly, that's who's driving the purse strings. Now, there's a lot of road less traveled here. And I will remark this, and I have taken names. We've had some individuals and other organizations that have made it a pact to try to take contracts from other arenas from our owners, who have done some anti-competitive practices to disturb our progress. But I can tell you, there's this saying that nobody will intercept my vision. Nobody's going to run that the different way for pick six. And it's not going to happen on my watch. I know who you guys are. And I think you guys forget, I started out as an attorney. Now, despite all that, you also know that the life of football is also that we've got to be very competitive. Quite frankly, we applaud other organizations and other leagues that do what we do. We want them to exist. We want people, we want our fans to see football and to enjoy football, because this is, again, not ours. This is the fans. And if anybody who will try to take it from the fans or anybody else, that's not going to be on my watch. So we encourage other leagues. Now, with that encouragement and my competitive spirit, we plan on being the best. We plan on always involving with owners who know what they've done and know what they're doing going forward. I can be the first one to tell you that I've learned a lot from each and every owner as it's sat in this spot since I've been here. Now, what I want to do today is kind of talk about kind of where we started and where we plan on going. When we started announcing locations that we wanted to be in. I'm going to read the locations and the teams that's going to start our 2024 season. When we made those announcements, we had to do some adjustments. Sometimes through different avenues, cities adjusted a little bit. Arena deals were intercepted, and so we had to call audibles, but we didn't go away. And April 2024 will be here. And not only will it be here, you're going to see it everywhere. You're going to see it on broadcast TV. You're going to see it streamed, because that's how people are absorbing this content. And we have to catch up with the times. And very soon, you may see it on VR. Now, let's talk about the teams that are moving forward. Now, still, there are 4 divisions, 2 conferences, and eventually there's going to be a champion. Let's start with the West Division. The West Division will be made up of 4 teams, including Billings Outlaw, the Oregon Black Bears, Rapid City Marshals, Washington Wolfpack. The Central Division will be made up of Iowa Rampage, Salina Liberty, Southwest Kansas Storm, Wichita Regulators. The South Division is Louisiana Voodoo, the Texas Desert Hawks, Orlando Predators, and Georgia Force. The East Division, Minnesota Myth, Nashville Cats, Philadelphia Soul, Albany Firebirds. In 2025, we already have teams that are ready to go. And this is a credit to our expansion. We believe right now that we're madly on track for 24 teams. And do we stop there? I don't know. I want to hear from the fans. I want to hear from our collective group of owners. But one thing that I do know for sure is that we are building something great. We're building something fantastic, and it's going to be different. Now let's talk about different. And this is the perfect time to talk about one of our really good partners, and that's Humble. I met Brian Foote first on the phone. I was impressed with his knowledge. I was impressed with where Humble started in their beginnings, and kind of their vision really overlapped with us. And as we discussed more and more, like many partners, if you're in a marriage, or even better, as we sit here today, talk about athletics, teams, we found out that Humble, and through the leadership of Brian Foote, was not only going to be a good partner, they were going to give us support. And that support was not just going to be here and there. That support was more than just cheering us on. That support comes with 3 a.m. calls saying, Lee, I have an idea. That support came with 3 a.m. calls. Lee, not only do I have an idea, I have the people that can help. And then those ideas turned into action. And he's going to talk to you of what those ideas in action look like, because I'm proud to announce, as you guys seen, Humble is our tech partner. Now, I want to make sure that our organizations keep up with the times that we are paperless. This is long gone from the programs where you get everything on your phone now. I want stats at your fingertips. I want information at your fingertips. I want ticket sales at your fingertips. I want things in a click of a button that everywhere you go, that you're always integrated with our brand. Now, what that does is that, again, allows us to kind of increase our reach. And our reach kind of grows an inch, and then a mile. And the next thing you know, we're in other countries. Then next thing you know, we're having international play. The next thing you know, this is a lifestyle for us all. And that's why, as we're coming up, you see our website has changed from the AFL.com. That's no more. What we are called now is Arena Football USA, because we plan to do Arena Football Mexico, and so on and so on. And I think the Olympics and everything that was happening there, I think is really going to drive the force to more people just loving our style of play. Now, who are you going to hear today very quickly to talk about really some key subjects that I think you guys are all anticipating is really one of my right-hand colleagues. And I can't say he's more of a right hand, because he's much more than that. He's a mastermind individual at the organization, far more than what people see and or give him credit. I would be remiss, and it would be an insult not to thank him and congratulate him for the hard work he has done in the background. People that know us know he's my brother in life for real. They've seen us argue, they've seen us hug. We're inseparable, and just like many partners in life, he's my life partner as well. And I couldn't have done this without him. But Travell Gaines, our Chief Executive Officer, will talk about the schedule and kind of the playoff structure as it goes forward. Once he's finished, I do want to get Brian Foote up here so you guys can have another voice to hear. But when it comes to technology, believe it or not, I am not the best person to talk about that. So Brian's going to talk about what Humble's doing in this app. And I didn't know this, but I don't want to steal your thunder, Brian. But you have to, when you do an app, you have to get permission to put it on certain devices. And so there's, what is it, Android phone? I almost called it analog phone. Android phone and Apple phone. And so both devices with our app have already been approved and are ready to launch. And so these are things that are just different that we're doing. And so I'm so very excited. And I cannot say that we have done it by ourselves, because without our partners, we wouldn't be here. So Mr. Gaines, you want to talk about scheduling?
Yeah. Cool. So everybody knows me, knows that I'm not a very visible person, but I am real, because I never turn on my cameras on the Zoom calls, but I am actually a real person. First, I want to thank everybody personally because this has been a challenge. I think that without everybody in this room and everybody watching, unbelievable that you guys broke the internet today. This thing's down, so this just shows you how much people want this football. But I just wanted to say that this has all really came together in the last 7-8 months, to be brutally honest with you. And it's similar like what Lee said. I've learned something from every single person that's in this building. Every single person. I've taken away things. You guys have educated me. You guys have been phenomenal. So, and I do apologize also because everybody knows I'm up at 2:30, 3:30 West Coast time. I'm sorry for the early morning texts and emails, but that's kind of when my brain operates. So, where's Tamara at? Tamara, thank you so much. You've been awesome. My guy Mike, Albany. Where's Zach at? There's Zach Bud. I'm sorry because I know I call a lot and he calls me, drives me crazy. But but everybody who wanted, where's Colorful John at? Where's he at? There he goes. So for sure, got my drinking buddies right there too, man. My guy who owns Billings, just so you guys know, that's my man. So but it's a thing that it's come to be a very fun project. It's been a very difficult project. I singled all those people out because those people made my life stressful. Just so you guys know, they wanted X amount of games on X amount of weeks, which is physically impossible. But what we wanted to do with this league was, again, league's a little different. I think that he's right. We have been, there's been a lot of sabotaging. There's been a lot of backstabbing. There's been a lot of rumors and stuff spread. I personally haven't responded to anything. I know the address to the high road, so Lee doesn't. But it is a difficult challenge when you're starting something back up, especially something that has such a great history. So you want to keep that nostalgia feel and make those fans happy. And so when you look at the league, you look at the fans that really, the average fan in the AFL is really about 50 years old. The league came out in 1987. But how do we appeal to those fans? And then how do we appeal to a younger audience? That's why we've done certain things from a streaming standpoint, from a Snapchat standpoint, from a Wave TV partnership standpoint that really makes us attractive to the younger audience, but then keep our core fans, the ones that we want to make happy. I see all your tweets. We're doing everything we can to get a team out there in Long Island, but hey, man, we're trying. I see all of it. I promise you, man, I feel bad. I want to personally just buy a team for you. Just Long Island versus Long Island every week. But with that being said, I just wanted to kind of go over, our schedule came out at 3 o'clock today, but what I wanted to do was focus on the highlights. Now, I will say this. We will release our media schedule, which will trickle out shortly. Okay, so we will play games on Thursday night. There'll be one game on Thursday night. There'll be one game on Monday night. There'll be 4 games on Saturdays and 2 games on Sunday. We'll release that media schedule with our partners who will release that in the very near future. I just want to be very clear with that. But with that being said, I wanted to really focus on the highlights of the games during the season. So we're going to start off our season, which what I think is a rivalry. Hey, John. Hey, Mike. We're going to kick everything off directly after the last pick of the NFL draft. We're going to have Orlando versus Albany out there in Albany. And another game that I really want to highlight from week 1, which I think is phenomenal. It's like Lee said, we are a very inclusive organization. We're going to have 2 female owners play each other week 1 in Tennessee playing Minneapolis. So it's really excited about that game. And that's nothing that shouldn't be skipped over because that's unbelievably impressive to have 2 female majority owners, playing a major sport. So that's really our highlights for week 1. Week 2, another game going back to Minneapolis. Our Cinco de Mayo game. We're going to play a game on Cinco de Mayo. It will be Philadelphia versus Minnesota out in Minneapolis. And this game will be broadcast in Spanish. Okay, so that's a really big thing for us because, like we said, with our partnership with USA Football and the 20th Olympics, this is a global sport now. And we need to get ahead of that and be cutting edge with that. And we need to attract the people from all walks of life and all different languages. I'm trying to get some games done in Swahili, so maybe where's Mustafa? Can you help me out with that? I don't know, but we want to attract people all over. We want to attract people from all over the world to really watch this game. So week 3, a game I'm really excited about is West Texas at Wichita. That's a game I really want to see because Zach thinks he just has the great. Where's Chris at? Zach and Chris, they got the greatest team ever in the world. So I want to see how they play on the road. And then Georgia at Iowa, another great game. That's what we'll highlight week 3. So week 4 also, again, going back to Nashville, we have Georgia at Nashville. They're going to play for the on 5/18 military game. They will wear military-inspired uniforms for that game. They're going to play out there in Clarksville at the brand new arena, Effin Bank. Yep. Effin Bank. So great part about the phenomenal folks, which are sitting right here for the Nashville Cats. They will play their games in downtown Nashville, Nash Vegas, I call it. But they will play one game out in Clarksville, out there near the military base, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. So also another big game, Thursday Night Football. It'll be a Northwest rivalry with Oregon playing Washington on Thursday Night Football. Coach, you better bring it, man. All right, you better bring it, okay? We're going to need a lot for that game. All right. So the following week, another game, which is a pretty cool rivalry, Salina versus Dodge City. And then we're going to also have Billings at West Texas on Thursday Night Football. I talked to Coach from Billings a couple of days ago. He guaranteed me an undefeated season. So no pressure. I just want to let you guys know what he's saying is going to happen. All right. Week 7, Rapid City versus Oregon will be a highlighted game. And then Philadelphia at Albany. Those rivalry games between Philadelphia and Albany, we really want to bring back that nostalgia and make sure that that's a game that gets highlighted all the time and we keep that really rivalry going. Okay. And then we got the Northwest teams are going to go down to the great state of Kansas. I have no idea how they're going to get there at this point, but Washington's going to play at Salina and Oregon's going to play at Wichita. And then the following week, Dodge City at West Texas and Washington is playing at Oregon. So week 10, there will be no Monday Night Football. So 2 things. Week 1, there will be no Thursday Night Football because, again, we're going to start directly after NFL Draft, which ends on Saturday. And then week 10, there will be no Monday Night Football. And then we'll go into our playoff schedule. So what's a little different for us, and I know that a lot of the owners definitely want to fight me, and that's fine. I'm undefeated, so that's cool. But there will be our playoff games will be neutral site, okay? And the reason why we want to do that is because, again, I see the messages, I see the tweets. It is impossible to really appease all the fans in every single place in this great sport. It's literally impossible because every single state, every single city wants an AFL team back because at some point they had an arena football team. With that being said, we are going to play 4 neutral site games in future markets. So markets that will be available in 2025. I know a couple of owners are here, 2-0 with Chicago. I see Matt here with Arizona. So we'll have some really cool games in cities and in locations that are neutral site, which will give the teams playing the playoffs a chance to have a cool travel party come in, but also give that market something to look forward to in 2025. Our division championship game we played in Las Vegas, which we're super excited about. And then the Arena Bowl and the AFL All-Star game we played in Minneapolis. So that's our schedule for 2024. Again, I know it took about 6 months to get it done. It's not easy. I wanted to appease everybody, make sure everybody got the games they wanted. So I can sit back down now, and actually I would just disappear into the shrubbery, kind of like Homer Simpson. So thank you guys a bunch.
Thank you, Travell. Well, hopefully you got all that information. But if you didn't, the person who can show you how to get it and to continue to get more information and continue to get more updates is no other than Mr. Brian Foote. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. Looking forward to creating a great family here at the AFL. It's going to be a really fun multi-year, hopefully multi-decade run and multi-country run. So we can't wait to be a small but big part of that with all of you. Firstly, I'd like to thank Lee and Travell. These guys are absolute forces of nature. They're winners. They're why we are all here. along with our love for the sport of football, and in our case, technology. So we're here to serve you guys as a league. The league has an equity stake in Humble, so our success is yours. And our goal is to build the most innovative technological experience for fans in the world. So I took Lee down to my segment today down at the New York Stock Exchange. Once or twice a month, we do the opening bell segment down there at the New York Stock Exchange. And it was really fun to contemplate with him how global this thing can get pretty quickly here. Our technologies reach across countries, they reach across age groups, they reach across genders. So for us, our goal is to create as much access as possible to the game, to lean into the USA Football partnership, to lean into the flag football coming online in 28, and to grow the game globally with all of you as ambassadors for something that's great for all age groups to share in, whether it's an affordable ticket price or youth getting involved in sport. That's just something we're really passionate about at Humble. So for us, the ability to marry sport, technology, and business together in the AFL is an incredible opportunity for us. We view it as a lifetime opportunity, and we're just really thankful to be able to do that with you. So in terms of what we'll be handling for the league, again, we brought online the website in the middle of this week. We somehow managed to push out the 2 mobile apps today and get through approval processes with Apple and Android, so that's great. And then our goal there is to bring in the partners, right? So we've got to bring in the betting and the fantasy and the streaming and just all the things that we need to do correctly with best of breed partners so that we essentially at Humble can be a platform for getting you to the service you want inside the applications of the league and ultimately as a fan. So for us, that's our goal, is to stay flat, to stay neutral as a technology provider, and make sure that you get great access to the content you want quickly, whether it's music concerts, fan experiences, in-stadium experiences, or virtual reality. So keep an eye out for us. Again, the AFL is an equity holder in Humble, so we really are ambassadors for both our organization and yours. And we can't wait to build a family here and be really successful together for the game of football. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. I want to kind of close this out in remarks. We wanted this to be, quick, kind of to the point, and we want to do these informational sessions. I wish we could always come back to New York, because there's that saying that if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And that's why it was important for us to do something in this particular state, because I think it's very proud when you walk down Times Square and you see presence of arena football, where everybody's logo who is right there represents something that is really inexplicable, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of tears, there's a lot of, what if I don't do it? What if I can't do it? What if I'm not successful? And I can guarantee you that each and every owner always found their motivation in their fans, even before they knew who you are. And, if I can pick on Tennessee, I think you guys heard the story. There was just so much care and so much thoughtfulness, so much back and forth of trying to bring something that community has always loved and enjoyed. And they had options of calling it something else. And there's been many names that were thrown out, very good names. But it really went back to the identity of that community and weaving a fabric for that community. And that's what teamwork is all about. And I think every story, or every team has its own little story. I've been to pretty much most of the locations, and there's these fond memories that I have. One of the first is just going to Billings, Montana. I've never, ever been before. And everybody opened with just kind arms, but most importantly, excitement. And when I was talking, as I'm talking to you guys today, about why we would have presence in Billings, Montana, because that was a question that just, why here? Why anywhere else? And I'm looking at the community of support, and I'm looking at the owner and the coaches group, because you guys deserve it. You guys have earned it, you know. And then you go to West Texas and you go to all these little places. I went to Orlando, and people are begging, desiring, wanting what we are going to bring. And as we sit here today, I always tell people, whatever I know today, I'm going to give you that information. I'm going to give you that knowledge. So other leagues, I'm going to give you, call me. I'll give you my knowledge, because a year from now today, we're not going to be standing in the same place. We're going to be 10 miles ahead, because every day we're going to figure out how we can always do something better. This is not going to be a league where we want one team to constantly winning. I want teams to be competitive. You're going to see people, and our teams have already started, and they're not just drafting anybody on their team. We have former NFL players. We have people with NFL talent that can go back up. We have people who have knowledge of the game. We have people who, when you start seeing these rosters, I think I went to Rapid City, and the guy who shook my hand was from the University of Alabama, and he was very proudly boasting his championship ring under Nick Saban. This is the type of talent that we're going to have on the field. And then when you look at the talent that you have on the field, and you look at the people coaching them, it's going to be not only something that we're going to be very proud of, this is going to be something remarkable. And I can tell you it's not going to stop there, because I don't think I even have to give the direction, because the owners, it's engraved to their being that enough is just not enough, that we're not just chasing to be right and to be good. We're chasing perfection. There's not a day where, we get calls, and I do, before we leave, I want to thank some people, because this is more than a 24-hour position. But we get calls with great questions, and, they want down to, what does the appearance look like for the fans? Is it clean? Is it there? And so one of the reasons why we're here, because we're still getting people who are like, I see what you guys are doing, and I'm committed to helping you guys in the success, and we want to be partners. And so as we're coming up, go to arenafootballusa.com, visit it frequently. It's going to direct you eventually to all the websites to the team. And so as the rosters start growing, and yes, you will get information for tryouts. I probably get 100, 150 requests a day of which teams from individuals who want to play. And yes, if you can lace up some shoes and you think you can play arena football at this level, then there's going to be a team that will look at you. And now it's your job to get on that roster. But there's opportunities going to be there. And I thank players, and I want players to continue to reach out to me. I can't talk to everybody, but I do respond back. And I know some players will probably reach out and say, yeah, I've spoken to the commissioner. And again, the reason why I try to do that, because this is not about us here. Travell and myself and our partners, we're just facilitating this great game for the fans. And again, this is all about the fans. And I'm not going to let anybody disturb that ever as I sit and stand in this position. So without anything further, I do want to thank one of my colleagues, Matt Hines, who's a young kid who's kind of opened up my day. He has started out as kind of my assistant, and we brought him up to be a deputy commissioner. He just kind of took this role and just did an excellent job. And quite frankly, what we're going to do is appoint the deputy commissioners to each of the 4 divisions that will report to me, so we can make sure that the information and content always comes up, and that you always have a presence at the league office, at the games, at certain areas. And I'm going to make it a pact to make sure I go to every game all the time. So I want the certain fans in certain areas to always not just be able to see my face, but actually able to shake my hand. because I think the difference in today's game, and I come from Minnesota, and if you ever saw the documentary of the St. Paul Saints, they did something remarkable with their fan engagement, where fans were able to come on the field and shake the player's hand, and they had a pig that would enjoy the company of the fans that were there. We want to be that type of league. And so the best way I can describe it, we want to be competitive, we want to be focused, we want to be professional, just like the NFL runs, but we want a lot of college game day, okay? We want a lot of fun. We want a lot of tailgating. We want a lot of that Nashville brisket everywhere. So with that being said, thank you, Matt. I also thank Travell Games, Brian Foote and his staff for their tireless and often good support in what we do. All the owners, which I won't name specifically, but they have been honestly, I think, more remarkable than what we can say, because this is something that really is historical. I don't think it has hit us. But when we look back 20 years from now, I think we're going to start to see that, we did something really, really good here. But we're only going to stop for a second, because we're going to continue to do something great moving forward. There's Coach Siegfried, I got to pick on you just a little bit. He's been remarkable, probably one of the first people that I met along this journey. He has a way of just having a calm way of answering a question without answering the question. So those that know him know what I'm talking about. And he's been just extremely helpful and with his experience. And now that he's here with us, it's just going to be extremely beneficial. Now, with all that said, there's so many people to thank. But one of the visions, and I'll leave you at this, I want us to go out here and build content. So everybody in this room, if you have friends, tell them to go look at our billboard. Put it on social media, tweet it. Start saying, hey, Billings, Montana, they're not going to be number one. This team's going to be number one, and we'll put it to the test come April. And let's do it. Let's continue. I said this when we started, is that once we get going, and April 2024 will be our mark, we're never going to stop talking. We're never going to shut up. We are going to continue going, and we're going to continue growing. And this is going to be something that we're going to leave back for the fans so they can give to their children's children. We are here, and we're not going anywhere. So again, continue to visit our website. Tell people to start looking out for tickets. Buy merchandise. That's going to come out. And merchandise is not just going to be the long shirt that you can buy. This is going to be stuff that you actually want to be seen walking around. Okay, it's going to be different, and because it's going to be different, which means that we included everybody. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you guys at the happy hour. Thank you.
Let's get us out of here.
Looking good too. Looking good too, y'all. I don't know what y'all think. Y'all let me know. I think it's a good look. Let me ask you this. When's the last time you seen the AFL in New York? When's the last time you seen the AFL in Times Square? Like, let's do the math. Let's be real. When is the last time that y'all have seen the league put out this type of media presence, or just put this type of energy into the product? I'm gonna just be real with you. 11 years, 12 years in, I haven't.
It's not going to happen today.
I remember the last time that the AFL was in Times Square, and You know what it said? It said the AFL's demise. That's what it said. And that was the old AFL in 2008. I haven't seen anything since then. When I came back and I was playing, when it went from AF2 to AF 2.0 to, you know, what it was before the league went under, none of this was around. At all. Like, at all. Hold on 2 seconds. I'm actually gonna get somebody on here with me. I'm gonna get an AFL coach on here with me. And man, I'm excited. I'm hyped. Me being a AFL Iron Man, and you know, playing in the league as long as I did, helping start AFL China. This is positive. You're gonna see a lot of haters talking crazy in these chats, a lot of fans talking wild, not having no type of, you know, no faith. And that's cool. I like that. The more hate you get, obviously, the more attention it's gonna bring. And I don't remember the last time I've seen the AFL have billboards. I don't remember the last time I've seen the AFL have billboards. Anywhere. Marketing. Anywhere. Social media presence. Anywhere. You got brothers doing it right now, putting this product out in the last 6-7 months, and they have made a lot of traction, a lot of positive motion. You got teams back, 4 teams in each division. This is more teams than what the league had before when it ended. So you got to think about that. Now we're in an era where social media is king. Content is king. And right now, this is looking like it's prime. To be honest with you, what more do you want from a league that is now coming back off the ground floor with the old ownership? Because you got to understand, let me give you a little history of it. The old AFL, old AF2 2.0, that was a single entity model. It's no longer like that. You have owners. You have ownership groups now. You have different cities. And now you have teams that have came back that they bought the rights to. And you also have new teams. Now, it's going to be expansions. They're going to be putting new teams out. And it's positive. You can't do nothing but congratulate. Yeah, we haven't got to the first game yet, but you can obviously see that the first game is coming and that it will be here. And people are in the chat, they talking about, oh, this is AF2, oh, this, that, and the third. Guess what? This is the AFL. This is giving people and players another opportunity to get to the NFL and play on a big stage, to play on TV, to build their brand and play a kid's game. You can't ask for more than that. You really can't, because we haven't had anything. You had XFL, then you had USFL. That was cool. That was great. They brought that back. That was just recent. AFL has been around for a long time. You just had Kurt Warner have a movie. And you know what? How he got to the NFL was by playing for the Iowa Barnstormers. And he made it to the NFL and won a Super Bowl. by playing in the AFL. You got Matt Nagy. You got who else? Brett Muncie. You got Jay Gruden. You got Pat O'Hara. I'm talking about AFL alumni that have made it to the NFL as coaches, coordinators, and beyond. And guys that have played the game and have become more than. Now it's about branding. Now it's about being able to play and brand yourself. Now I'm gonna have one of my guys hop in. He's an AFL coach with the Louisiana Voodoo, you know, and have him talk. And I'm gonna have him hop in so we could chat a little bit. Let me get my headphones on. I'm hyped. I'm excited. Now, what am I gonna do? I don't know yet. Am I gonna play? I don't know. Coach? Not sure. We shall see, said the blind man to the deaf man. That's all I can say. But I also am gonna play 50-Yard Dash, which is my film that I made while I was playing in the AFL. And for me, that meant a lot. That meant a lot to me, to actually be able to put something on wax and show what the AFL was about. Show it was a grind. It was not easy. But for a lot of players that couldn't make it to the NFL or play in the NFL, that was guys' NFL. That's just what it was. They came back. They have marketing. They have tech behind them. They have sponsors. They have the money. What more can you ask for? You really can't. You really can't ask for more. You gotta, I mean, this is year one. Only year one. And it hasn't even started yet. Let's see what it can build off of. I'm hyped. Let's see if we can get him in here. Y'all give me 2 seconds. We gonna get one of the coaches in here. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited. You see, I even got my Arena Bowl jersey on. Like, yo, if you don't have faith, that's cool. And it's no love lost, no hate towards the NAL, IFL, any other league. But let's be real. AFL, the name, the brand, it's always going to be here. It's always going to be top dog. Doesn't matter. Let's see where you at. And I'm gonna go back over it. I'm gonna have to re-watch some of the announcement myself. Let's see the schedule. Let's bring up the schedule too. See if we can bring that up real quick. Got the AFL schedule. They made their announcements now. If you didn't have faith before, man, that's perfectly fine. But guess what? Schedule's out. Schedule's here. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let's put a schedule up. All right. right, so here's the schedule. Let me see if Coach can hear me. All right, he's in here. Hemp. Yo. Can you hear me? Let me see audio. That might be on my end with the audio. Voice. Hemp, you can hear me? Yo, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep. What's up, Coach?
It's good with you.
Man, announcement's out. It's out here
Yes, sir.
now. It's in the building. How you feel? How you feeling about it? This is
I'm
Coach
feeling
Hemphill,
good, man.
y'all. Coach Hemphill, defensive coordinator, Louisiana Voodoo, new defensive coordinator. AFL experience. He's played for various teams. Orlando, man, he's played different leagues: NAL, IFL, New York Street. He won championships. This is a guy right here. He's a dude. Been a dude. University of Washington, West Coast guy. Also, appreciate you. Stopping through, man. I'm excited. I know you got to be excited as a coach, man, and just hearing the announcement, and now everything is, the cat's out the bag, and announcement is here. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. It's been a long time coming. It's been hard to really do a lot of work without, all the announcements, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of mystique surrounding the AFL's reemergence. So I'm just glad they were able to come out and solidify some things, release a schedule, get all the teams in order, the divisions. So now and everything else is just going to be logistics. Now we could hit the recruiting trail full speed ahead, and I'm excited, man.
Absolutely, man. And congrats, for real. Congrats on the
Appreciate
position. The AFL being back is here now. We've been waiting on this day, this announcement to finally pop off. Schedule is out. You got week 1 against Philly. Woo!
Yeah.
That's gonna be love. And I know it's gonna be, like you said, you're on the recruiting trail, getting your players and the personnel up. Like, what are you specifically looking for?
I'm looking to dominate, man. If we being completely honest, bro, I'm looking to dominate anything that I do. And so with this being a reemergence of such a historical, legendary league with a few legendary teams returning, I mean, how good would it to be able to knock off an AFL champion in the first week? That'll really set the stage for dominance for the rest of the season. And I have the utmost ability in my staff and the players that we're going to bring in, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
Absolutely. Now, how well do you know your staff so far? And I know you guys have been talking probably pretty frequently, and what you're looking for. You guys had your announcement in Lake Charles, Louisiana, a few weeks ago. How did that go when you guys were out there?
All went good, man. Got a chance to meet the head coach, special teams coach, our team president. Obviously, we're still going to be filling in some spots. I'll leave that up to the head coach to make the final decision on his staff. I just know is going to be a movie, man. It's a lot of untapped talent, both on the coaching side and on the player side in the state of Louisiana and the surrounding states. So we're looking to really make that a nucleus and then branch out from there.
Absolutely, man. Y'all got some AFL alumni too around, like Damon Mason, man. And that's I mean, Mace is a big guy, man. Mace is a dude, man. He was a baller when he played in the league, man. And at DB, especially defensive specialist, when he played with a lot of veteranship. And I know he's going to be as an analyst and be able to help out with the franchise. And of course, you got fans, you got the haters, and then you got the fans and then you got the fans that are haters, but they're still fans at the end of the day. So
Facts.
it's even though they might sit here and gripe and talk and say, oh, it's not going to happen. I mean, when the announcement of the AFL was first coming back, man, it was like you had every other league hating on it, or the fact that they knew the big dog was coming back, because at the end of the day, the AFL name alone just puts it on a whole nother level and a platform. And now you have Humble,
Exactly.
you have the TV deals coming. I did not hear the announcement if they said anything about it yet, which I won't say unless they did say it. But as far as it's going to be on a national level. It's already having a big tech powerhouse behind them that's going to have a far reach around different continents, and even the fact that they're going to want to take it international. For me, when we started AFL China with Jaworski and Marty Judge, man, that was like amazing. The experience going from Beijing down to Shanghai, and when I played for Shanghai, the fans, they loved it. So people seeing that the AFL brand is back, they are going to gravitate to it because they know that it's here. They know that it's real, and you got legendary teams that are back, and then you have players, alum, you have those that haven't been alum, but now that know the game coming in. It's going to be refreshing, to even have it back, because it's giving players opportunities. I mean, they're going to have a chance to play and play a game that everybody loves. Everyone loves arena football. I mean, you yourself, you've played, and I mean, give us your background on how long you played and where you played at.
So come out of Sarah High School in Gardena, California. Went to University of Washington, played there. Then we had a coaching change. We had two coaching changes actually while I was there. Willingham came. We really didn't see eye to eye. So my redshirt senior year, he didn't renew my scholarship, and I went to Central Washington University for my last year. Went there, killed, led the conference in interceptions, was All American. Um, I ran a slow 40 on my pro day, 4.6, which is relative,
Mm-hmm.
but for a 6'5" guy,
For a
225
6'5", yeah, that's kind of
pounds,
quick though.
that's
Yeah,
it's still moving.
that's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
pretty
it's still
moving though.
moving.
Let's be real.
Yeah, still really. So I didn't get drafted, but I got a free agent deal with Buffalo. Went to Buffalo, tore my groin in camp. Bounced around Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Seattle. Went up to CFL for a couple weeks. They tried to make me a receiver. Wasn't having it. Then I started playing arena ball. Man, it was the dudes back then. So I played with actually with Coach Shackelford in Spokane. I was
Okay, Adam
released at the
Shack,
end of camp.
good
Yeah,
guy.
shout out to Coach Shack.
Shout
Yeah,
out
he's
Coach
real
Shack,
cool,
great
man.
guy.
He's really cool, man. And unfortunately, I got released at camp. I guess I wasn't what they were looking for. I got picked up by Tri Cities, also on the Deuce, and I killed for the rest of the season. I only played 6 games that season, but that's how I met Coach Pat O'Hara. And all the
PO,
AFL fans know who PO is,
legend.
legend. And we got there actually on the same week. They fired the coach because I think we were like 0-6 or 0-7. PO came in. We got there the same day, and we started this journey together. He believed in me. He even traded away our best receiver at the time in order to keep me and really develop me as a player. So the following year, he got the job. The AFL came back. He got the job in Orlando. He brought me with him, and that's how I met D Mace and Kenny McIntyre and
Yeah,
Lynch
let them know
and
you were around
Kaiser.
some legends, man. You were around the
Legends.
glove. The
Like
glove was
really,
the Kenny McIntyre, man. That's you had D Mason McIntyre. That's
oh yeah,
knowledge in the game itself. Like you can't have a better teacher than that.
knowledge. I was surrounded by knowledge, man, with those guys, and they really took me under their wing. And us young guys, we had Theo Grogan, we had Rayshawn Kaiser. If you're a arena fan,
You
I
know
think he's a
Kaiser if
number
you know
two all
Arena,
time on the
absolutely.
league in interceptions. A really good friend of mine as well, coaching with the Beefs, fresh off a championship. Shout out to Kaiser.
Shout out to him.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. In Omaha now coaching
Definitely.
NAL. Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely. He's
yeah,
doing his
yeah.
big thing over there. Love
We
Kaiser.
were rookies together. Love him, man. We were rookies together in Orlando, man. So spent time in Orlando. Um, we had a chance to bring in another AFL great, Bobby Scipio.
Woo.
Um, yeah, PO was
Woo.
bringing in guys
Scipio.
with TT Tolliver and Derek Lewis and
Woo.
those type
Woo.
guys.
Yeah.
It's Marlon Moye and all So I was expendable. So I ended up getting released about midway during the season. From there, but I still kind of hung around a little bit, was able to attend practice, still learn some things. I just wasn't officially on the roster
Mm-hmm.
anymore. But the following year, got picked up by Utah, was with the Utah Blaze with, Sock and Tommy Grady and those guys. Then I went to Spokane back when Keith took over, Rob
Mm-hmm.
Keith.
Rob Keefe.
Rob Keith took over, yep. So I just kind of bounced around, here and there in the AFL. But I always felt like I couldn't find my footing because of the type of player I was. I felt like outdoor rules better suited me. So that's when I made the transition to actual indoor football, where the jack can move around. You actually got true DBs, two guys in motion, kind of like indoor CFL
Mm-hmm.
ball. So I went to Kansas and I won three rings there. And in Kansas, that's how I met Coach Miller,
Okay.
Rob Miller,
Rob Miller. Yep.
another indoor legendary
Yep.
coach, championship coach, my guy. Um, and he's kind of been a mentor for me for this coaching side. He let me be the DC. I tore my knee the year he was our coach in Kansas, and he was busy putting together AFL China at the
Mm-hmm.
time. So he was always out of town and stuff. So he let me take over the defense, and I went undefeated as a DC. So later on down the line, fast forward to my retirement in 2019, he brought me on his staff in Bismarck in 2020. Well, pandemic happened, so 21
Mm-hmm.
as a DB coach, linebacker coach, special teams coordinator, and really just showed me the ropes. So when after that first year, he promoted me to DC. Um, Defense was in the top half of the league in all categories. And then, so I did that for 2 years, and then I got hired as San Diego last year, Strike Force.
Yep.
We had the best season in franchise history, win wise. Just missed the playoffs by one game, and then the AFL came back, and good friend of mine who is the CEO of the AFL. We spoke. He said there were some opportunities that was available, applied, and ended up getting hired for Louisiana Voodoo. So here I am now, DC assistant coach, and working in the front office of the Louisiana Voodoo. So now I'm here to help put together a championship team and get a ring, man. That's the goal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you have a lot of experience. You've been a journeyman like myself, as a coach, as a player coach. The same is just it's and even being able to now start with the AFL with the reset, being able to mold your own and put your emphasis and from all the knowledge that you've learned all these years into bringing the AFL back and bringing Louisiana a possible championship this upcoming
Mm-hmm.
year. Man, like as far as for your defense, what do you look for in your secondary players?
Why is that sticky, man? Latch on the receivers, stay in their hip pocket. Really smart defensive players. When I say that, I mean understand zone concepts, understand the angles of this game, how to fall underneath a sail route, how to
Hardest route in the
play combo
hardest
coverage.
route in arena football to cover is a
Hardest route
sail
is
route.
that sail
If you
route,
don't know,
man.
fans,
Sail.
that is the most difficultest route to cover in arena football, a sail route.
Absolutely. So I love those DBs that are smart enough to understand what the offense is trying to do to them. And being able just to make plays, playmakers. I like aggression. I like guys that take risks here and there, because high risk, high reward. But I also want high character guys that like to play into the the scheme of the defense and play together, man. There's nobody above the team. And so when everybody's doing their 1/8, then I think that's what makes a successful defense. It starts up front in the trenches, though,
There you
So
go. That's exactly what the
definitely.
next question is. What do you look for in your defensive line? Because that is
Oh,
actually,
man.
I mean, that's where it starts. The dogs up front. I mean, and me playing, man, they had guys like Joe Sykes,
Mm.
and they made a rule because of him and how dominant he was when playing in the AFL. So, what type of defensive lineman are you looking for?
Man, junkyard dogs, man. Guys that are hungry, guys that are relentless. I like the Chris Jones, the Max Crosby, the TJ Watt types,
There you go.
the Daniil Hunters that kind of just off the edge, up the middle, spin move, tiger lift, push pull, all that type stuff. Got a litany of moves to get to the quarterback and just got a motor. Keep going because that's going to make my DB's job easier. The DBs have the hardest job as it is. You guarding a guy 4-3, 4-4 running at you and you backpedaling and you have to make a decision within 3 to 4 seconds, But I think with the guys that are up front in the trenches that are relentless pursuit of the quarterback, I think that'll make our job much easier. So I like to build from the trenches on out. So that's really where I'm focusing my recruiting right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how's the recruiting going so far for you guys? I know you're
Man,
getting
you know
I know
what?
you're getting an onslaught of film now that they've
Oh,
made the
man.
announcement. Now that you're the defensive coordinator, they put all that out there now. So like,
Yeah.
how's that been going with looking and evaluating guys, like especially the young guys that you want to bring in? I'm sure you've had vets that have been contacting you, but the young
hmm
guys and the young college guys are guys that have been trying to get that opportunity. What do you look for on film?
Well, to be honest, first, obviously, the measurements, height, weight, speed, shuttles, all the basic stuff that scouts look for. But everybody, when I realized this, even as a player, like everybody's highlight film is gonna look good. They're
Hmm.
not gonna put plays where they were loafing or where they missed tackles or where they blew a coverage. Like they're never gonna do that. So a lot of the stuff that I look for when looking at these films is that how dynamic is this player? How much of a game changer is he? Do they double team him if he's on offense? If he's a receiver, do they bracket him? If he's a quarterback, are his throws accurate? Are they on time? Does he have power? Does he have? Can he read a defense? You know, um, stuff like that. And on defense, what is the receiver trying to do to me? Am I keeping my inside leverage? Which is very important. Am I hands on? Am I not relying on just grabbing and hoping they don't call a PI and stuff like that? So once I see those measurements and the speed, the strength, the agility, then I try to contact someone that knows that player, that either that played with them or coached them, to find out like who is he as a person. Is he going to be a problem in the locker room? Do I got to worry about getting a call about him at 3 in the morning? He did something stupid. I just trying to build that, and then I reach out to the player, I gauge interest, and then we just take it from there. So
Absolutely.
that's how it goes for me.
Absolutely. So this schedule, man, let's run it down real quick. Week one
hmm
is Philadelphia Soul. Week
Yeah.
two, man, Georgia Force. Then you got Orlando Predators. So those are the
hmm
first three out the gate. Like I
Yeah.
know in your mind you want undefeated season, championship,
Yes.
of course. But it's like when you going against those type of brands, let's say brands because this is what they are. They are the brands of the
hmm
AFL. Like what's your mindset coming in when you got to step in against the Soul and Georgia and Orlando? What's your goal, your mindset to tell your players like, what are you going to tell them?
Hit everything moving, man. If they ain't on the same color as us, they the ops. And I understand a lot of these players either played together, previous destinations. I went to school together from the same town, and all that is great because I'm friends with a lot of these coaches as well. But none of that matters to me once we step on that field, man. If you don't got on my jersey, you the ops, and if you're not gonna be have that type of mentality on the field, then I don't want you. We can shake hands and do all this stuff and laugh and take and flick up and stuff after the game. Oh, because we came there to handle business. It's a business. It's all business for me. Whether we on the road, whether we at home, it's all business. So I understand playing against these franchises these first 3 weeks is really going to let us know where we are as a team early in the season. So I like that we have those tough games up front, because I don't want players coming in thinking that all this is sweet, because ain't nothing sweet. Ain't nothing going to be given to us. And that's from any team that's in this league, let alone our division. So I like that we have those teams up front so we can know where we are as an organization and let us know if we need to make any tweaks before we hit the nitty gritty of the season.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I love that. I love what you just said with that. That's a fact because it definitely doesn't matter. I mean, they are anyone that has the opposite color of you is definitely the ops. That's for sure. And let me ask you this: after seeing this announcement today, what did you take away from the announcement? Like, what was your thought process, and just how the league has handled this announcement? Times Square, the marketing, the branding, the social media side. What's your thoughts on it? Outside looking in. I mean, not just as a coach, but just as somebody who loves playing the game and played the game. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what's your thoughts on it?
I'm all in, man. I know I was a bit skeptical, which everybody was a couple months ago, because anybody that's played AFL or indoor ball, AFL has this mystique about it. Top-notch league, and for them to go away and come back and go away and come back. So now you just kind of like rolling your eyes, like, all right, they're coming back again. How long is it gonna last? So I obviously had my doubts, which I reached out, to my friend Travell, and he was able to answer every single question I had with the utmost confidence. So he made me believe that this is going to happen. Talking with legendary Coach Arbet as well. He's all in. And really just sitting down and talking about it. Like I said, any questions that I had, they were answered. So that's what really made me a believer. And they told me their strategy. And a lot of it I couldn't share with the public, because they wanted to do it their way. So obviously a slow rollout, which they've been doing, announcing teams here and there, leaking some stuff maybe here and there, just to kind of get the buzz going. Because whether it's bad publicity or good publicity, it's still publicity. You know what I'm saying? People still got the name in their mouth, whether it's haters or fans. So they knew that, and like Travell said during the conference, yeah, I read the tweets. I see all of the subs. I see the shots y'all taking at us. I see all the fans that are excited. I see the haters.
Yeah, it was definitely some shots and some shots fired, and definitely some rebuttals in the beginning of this press conference.
Oh yeah,
with Lee Hutton, and he was also a lawyer, so he was very strategic about how he addressed the situation himself. And even Travell, who a lot of people haven't seen, but people don't know Travell's background and what he really has done, even bringing this league back, the firepower that he's bringing, from him, and me personally knowing him with him running API, which was Athletes Performance. I actually, funny enough, I didn't know, like, Travell, I want to say this is 2012. I was playing for Kansas City, and he was running API over at Home Depot Center, Carson. And I'm working out with Andrew Luck, and it's me, Sammy Parker, Trey Sessions, Sammy's brother, and we're throwing with Andrew, and Travell's there. And this is like, over 10 years ago now.
Yeah,
like,
decade ago.
Man, this is crazy how everything has come back into full circle. And just him having his working for Rock Nation for so long, and just his full background
Nike.
is very strong. Nike, yeah, exactly. And it's like the league is coming back. People are sitting here saying, "Oh, it's AF2. Oh, it's this, that, and the third." But you know what? I don't remember the last time I've seen the AFL in New York, Times Square, or even at the stock market, or any type of social media presence, or even having a rollout like this, because the last time that I saw the original AFL that was on a Times Square ticker, I was playing for the Albany Firebirds in '09, and I was going to be signing with the New Orleans Voodoo, and Coach Stingley was there, and this was before. As soon as I'm in New York, I look up and it says AFL demise on the ticker. That's what it said on the ticker in Times Square in New York before and that was right before the stoppage. And I was just like, oh my God. Now I'm looking at it. You have all the teams up there on a big billboard awning. You have Humble, shout out to them, and as a major sponsor and a part, with equity backing the league. And, from what they have in their reach, which is amazing, just by itself, they've already done more to me as a former player. They've already done more and put out more with social media and marketing than the league has done since 2010. And that's amazing. Yeah. And we're not even talking about NFL Network games, because the league was paying for that back then. They were paying to put our games on NFL Network. They were.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's why it's like seeing this. They didn't when it rolled out. It was AF 2.0 in 2010. When you were at Orlando, I was with Bossier Shreveport Battle Wings.
Right,
I remember. I had Phil Yar, all them guys, super vets on the team also, and there was no marketing. There was nothing about taking care of the product. There was no, even the delicacy of having a rollout, having a strategic plan. This is way different. And to me, this is on a bigger scale now than what it's already done before from 2010 in their role in their comeback. So fans and people don't really understand that. Even players, because a lot of those players then are no longer around. We were young then. You know what I mean? Like, we were a lot younger, like when it first came in. And now, even then, those guys that were playing with us that were the super vets, they were still our seniors by like 5-6 years, way older than us. You know what I mean? They a lot of guys. You had Kenny Mack, and he played. Kenny McIntyre was like 40 something when he was playing.
When I was a rookie, he was like 38.
Right? Yeah, definitely. So you had Aaron Garcia, them guys coming back. Chris Jackson came back. And those guys were well veterans, like in championships. They were making the big money then, and then they came back and it was like low minimum. And they, of course, they probably weren't getting that then, but still the fact that they came back, but nothing was put into the product to promote it. Social media also wasn't as strong, and it wasn't, one click. Now it's about branding. Now it's about content. Now it's about, what you produce and put out on social media, on the internet. The league was not doing that. I was screaming for them to do that then. Even with me creating 50-yard dash, that was the point. Before we left to China, that was the whole purpose of creating 50-yard dash, to do that and have something that my child can see that daddy was doing when he was playing, because there was nothing there. You know, so now everything is one click. Everything is streaming. Everything is straight to your phone. Everything is with Twitter. With you have Twitch, you have Kick, you have and now the streaming services are so strong. You can do it from anywhere, and the world can get it and see it. And that's the beauty of it. And then bringing this back, because they have a very strong plan, which I love. So with everything going now, even though there's some teams that are in smaller markets, that's perfectly okay, because it doesn't mean that these teams won't be able to be unreachable, unseeable. The games were only on YouTube back then. Exactly. It was only YouTube. You know what I mean? And they weren't even pulling in numbers then, because who knew when the games were coming on unless you knew the players, or the community knew.
Right. It wasn't promoted. No marketing.
No marketing. Yeah. When did you see a commercial for your team for real? You know what I mean? So it was like now it's so different, because people are going to be like, well, where can I watch the game? Here's the link. Here you can, or here's the streaming platform, or you can watch it here. It's not where I got to see the local channel of Bossier Shreveport, Channel 5, and that's the only
Right.
place you're going to be able to see it. And then, because if it was on the Channel 5, it wasn't going to be on a YouTube. You weren't going to be able to see it everywhere.
Yep.
It's so different now, and I think that's the amazing part of it, that they're going to be able to push the product, and the product being the players and the teams. And for myself, you know, I mean, man, I had dinner with Tuo, who's the president of Chicago Rush, and also
Mm-hmm.
with the league, you know, and this was back at Pro Bowl last year. And when he was first telling me everything that he was going to be doing, and that the league was coming back, I was in complete awe. Now, and
Mm-hmm.
my, you know, connection with Tuo is, you know, him being a legendary producer in the music industry and the entertainment, a VP when him running with Def Jam, when he was running Def Jam, you know, as far as that's huge. You know, and he understands what to do as far as entertainment and marketing with a brand. And then I knew him because his partner, Cosign, who's also a producer and actor, they were a part of a legendary group called the Interns, and they've had, you know, they've worked with Rihanna, Big Sean, you know, Jay-Z, Kanye, everyone. So it's like, you know, Lil Wayne. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
connection there is crazy, and him coming into sports, and with the AFL, that was what I was begging for back then. I was begging
Right.
for, you know, me, and if people don't know, I'm an actor, you know, stuntman. I grew up in the entertainment industry, been since birth. Parents and family have been in it for over 55 years plus, you know, and from New York to Los Angeles. And I was begging the league, hey, we need to put these games on Twitter instead of just having it on YouTube. We need to have it on these streaming platforms. We need to be able to show everyone, you know, create docu-series, create series about the teams, about the players, the branding. You know, that wasn't even thought. And I'm talking to the people directly from the league back then, and of course it was a single entity, tier, you know, ownership. A lot older people, they weren't even trying to hear it. You know, they weren't even considering bringing a video game back. You know, like the AFL had 3 video games. Why are we not playing mobile games now? Now it's different. Now this stuff can be done. They have, you know, the possibilities now with this AFL brand is kind of endless, because it can be marketed to younger demographics instead of just local communities and small towns and an older demographic, how it was. Now it can be, you know, like he said, with the college scene and bringing them into it, you know, having the tailgating side, having the younger demographic, because they're going to be involved in it and want to be involved with their team outside of the NFL. A lot of people are pissed with the NFL right now. A lot of people they love the NFL, but that's because it's the biggest conglomerate there. But also,
Right.
it's the no fun league. AFL is the
Right.
all fun league. The reason that the
Mm-hmm.
NFL even started celebrating is because we were celebrating so crazy in China. Like, we were in 2016 going so crazy in China, we were going viral. I went viral from just my pregame dance, which, you know, how we get down to LA and dance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
That went viral. NFL players were posting that on their social media, my pregame dance. And then you
Yep.
had Sean, you know, and Mike Washington, who, you know, AFL greats. And when Sean was playing for Seoul and Mike, we were over in China with Shanghai Skywalkers, and they were doing all type of celebrations. Tiger Jones, you know what I mean? Like, he was doing so many crazy, Mokeith Ruffin, may he rest in peace. You know, he, like, guys were doing anything and everything celebrating, and this is what the AFL is about. Players having fun, fans having fun, being able to interact together and have fun as a community and as a whole. And I think that's going to be the beauty of it now, because social media is so strong. You know,
Right.
guys that you've never heard of are going to be able to make a name for themselves. You know, so that's another question that I have for you. What are you going to do, and I'm putting you on the spot with this, what are you going to do as a coach, former player, to, you know, brand yourself and do something different to where the fans are going to be able to interact with you and your team?
Well, that's funny you asked that. I was actually talking about this with our team press about branding, about getting our building our brand, and I was actually thinking about doing a website just strictly about my career and building my brand with that as well. But as far as the on field stuff, I definitely want to speak to them about possibly doing some stuff with the community where they'll have maybe like Coach Hemp's Corner, or whatever little clever name they
Mm-hmm.
come up with. Definitely Coach's Show. Definitely do something like one of the little breaks we have during the game. Do something with the fans, trivia, stuff like that to just really become entrenched into that community. And I'm just speaking on the local scale right now.
Right, right. Absolutely.
Just that I still have my relationship with Oakley on a national scale.
Yes, you do.
We're intact. I helped with that deal with when I was in San Diego, and I kept those relationships, cultivated those relationships, and I actually speak with him next week about doing something on a more broader scale. Their hands have just been tied because they're the sponsor of the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely want to do something there and just kind of just take it from there. I don't have anything lined out, bullet pointed out right now, but it's definitely on my to-do list as far as not only get my brand out there, but my team's brand, and how can I do that in our market first, and then taking it nationally. And I think a lot of that comes with winning, being seen, having these TV deals, streaming deals in place, having all this content, so there's more eyes on what we're doing, and we plan on being successful. So if we got eyes on what you're doing and you're successful, your brand is going to start to build itself, and you could just kind of take it from there. So um, I have all that stuff in the works I've been thinking about. I've been trying to take it one step at a time, get everything in order, get the team right and stuff, then I can worry about me personally.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, are you guys having any more tryouts? How players that aren't um, in the know with the AFL, how can they get in contact with the Louisiana Voodoo to get their film, or to be able to be seen, or get a look, or to even try to make a tryout with the team?
I actually have a meeting with our head coach tomorrow. He called me actually earlier before the press conference started. We're going to sit down tomorrow and look at our big board of players that we have already that we've been in talks with, and then we're going to figure out workout dates because we're going to have, I think, 3 or 4 open tryouts. I know we're going to have it in Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, probably Houston. I'm not sure of the other location yet, but all of those will be announced and in due time. And then also, players have been reaching out to me via IG, via Facebook, even on LinkedIn. I've been getting highlight films and stuff
Okay.
like that. So, but officially, if players want to reach out to me and send me their bio and their film, they can do it at Hemphill at voodooafl.com.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Do you
That'd be
want
the
to and
spot to
plug
send it.
plug your IG also so they can follow?
Oh yeah, I am Chris Hemp. That's ChrisHemp. I am Chris Hemp on IG.
Awesome. Awesome. Man, that's great. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the league. We go way back. I mean,
Hmm.
golly, this is amazing. Everything that's going on right now. Um, I myself, like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do. As far as playing, coaching, trying to be an executive, whatever. Unless y'all want to sign
Hmm.
me, I mean, y'all need a middle or an Iron Man, you know what I mean? Your boy is still in shape, and I'm still out here with Terrell, with To. We still going, toe for toe. So I'm good to go right now. Still one of the last Ironmen to really do it. So
Hmm.
I could definitely suit up. And I
Okay.
need a ring. I didn't. That's one thing I never left with. I didn't leave with a ring. If I had a ring, I would definitely be rocking it right now, like I'm rocking my jersey. So
Right, right.
we lost to Arizona. We lost in the Arena Bowl when we went undefeated for Cleveland versus AZ, you know, they actually called up Chris Jackson in the playoffs and had him sign, but they already had Purify, Rod Windsor, the Latin Laser, Davila. Man, they was going.
Davila.
They was, oh my God, they was calling out all the stops. Kevin Guy was not playing at that time, so you
Oh
know.
no, he wanted that ring.
Yeah, he wanted that ring bad because they knew we possibly could have gave them hell if they ain't have to do all that. You know, they could have sat one of them vets, them greats down. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do. But if Louisiana got a contract for me, you know, y'all can go ahead and send that to my email. And I would
Hey,
love
you
to get
never
your
know.
head coach also on the show, man, and just talk to him. If you could also put me in contact, I'm gonna get some other coaches on with the
Okay.
league, some execs, just to talk about this. I'm gonna start trying to do more content also for the fans because the AFL fans to me probably the best fans ever, and that's because the one thing the AFL fans do that the NFL fans do not do is they interact, and it's more like a family atmosphere. They will
Right.
invite you to your home. They will cook for you. They know that these players are going to be far from home, some of them. They know that they're not going to have some of their families there, and even the local players, they do the same. And that's the beauty of it, how you can, after the game, go down on the field, sign, get autographs signed, converse with these players, talk with them, interact, and be able to just really be human. And it's not,
Yep.
the factor where it's, okay, I'm a big time celebrity and I don't want to deal with these people and these fans. These fans show so much love. Even when I was playing, and I had my child when I was in Cleveland, my daughter, and we were going to be, for the holidays there. They opened up their home, cooked for us, and showed an immense, so much love. And that's one thing that the AFL does with their fans. It becomes a family atmosphere. And even, now 10 years from playing, or even, some longer, when I first started in 09 or 08, excuse me, 08, still have a relationship with some of these people. And it's out, from where they own businesses, and or just even communicating through Facebook. That's the beauty of it, and that's what I love about the AFL. And I think that that's going to be a great thing also, because now you have the ability to be able to, brand and have a stronger reach outside of just the community. You'll be able to, if guys create their own platforms, whether it's IG, whether it's like their own streaming services, having their own shows, having their own content, TikTok. It's so much. It's like I said, it's the doors are wide open right now, and that's going to be the
Right.
beauty of it. And I know you've had plenty of experiences since you played in so many different cities, and people that you still converse with and talk to. And I know you're in
Absolutely.
Texas now. It's like, from you playing all over, you'll probably have people, that'll probably pop up on you, that you knew from back then that were fans. So that's
Oh yeah.
and that's an amazing thing. And if anything, before we get off, is there any message that you want to put out there, for yourself, and as the D coordinator and representing for the Louisiana Voodoo? We want to let the fans know, the players know, and the league know. You want to put them on notice and let them know what's good.
Absolutely, man. So look here. I just want everybody to know, everybody that is not Voodoo or with the Voodoo Magic, that's our fan base, Voodoo Magic. If you ain't with the Voodoo Magic, you the ops. Plain and simple. Also, I want to put it out there that we are going to do our very best to put the best product on the field, not only for our organization, but for the league as a whole, because we want the league to stay here. In speaking with the commissioner and the CEO, and just different people involved, this is something that we want to stay. We want to make it global to stay. We want everybody to enjoy a great product. If you're able to see a game in person, on TV, streamed, or whatever. We want you to have the best fan experience than any other league or any other game that you've been to, and we're working to do our best to make sure that that comes into fruition. Also, look forward to us being heavily involved in our community. That's big to us. Doing stuff with the kids, doing stuff at the hospitals, the food banks, stuff like that. For people that don't know, Lake Charles was devastated by hurricanes back to back, a few years ago. So the city is still rebuilding. I was just there a couple weeks ago for the press conference. They still got buildings boarded up. They still got, debris places and buildings that need to be renovated. Our place where we're playing is being redone as we speak, and the town is still recovering from these hurricanes that hit back to back. So anybody you meet to tell you that there's still Lake Charles pride, we're gonna bring that kind of breath of fresh air to the city and community of Lake Charles. We want the public to get behind us. We have the mayor behind us already. He's heavily invested into it as well. And really, it's just building that community, like you said, that family atmosphere for us to be accepted. And we hope we can take that statewide. So we want to put the league on notice that we're not just here to build this brand as a league and as an organization, but with the community and through all the fans, even the haters too, because there's room on the bandwagon still. So it's our job. It's incumbent upon us as staff, as organization, even as players, to make this dream a reality, because the commissioner and the CEO can't do it by themselves. It's on us as well. So I'm proud to be selected to be a part in that. I think it's great. They're giving minorities an opportunity to be in the front office, to be able to coach, to be able to own teams, stuff that the NFL and other leagues don't do, to show them that, hey, we can do this stuff too. We're capable of running a front office. We're capable of owning a team. We're capable of coaching a team, taking teams to championships, and being those role models that we're put in the situation to be. So with that being said, man, I want to appreciate you for having me on the show, bro. It's always love this way. And to all the fans, to all the haters, to all the supporters out there, Voodoo Magic, look forward in about 5 months now to some great football and a great product being put on the field.
Absolutely. And the universities out there too. Absolutely.
McNeese State. Shout out
McNeese
McNeese
State.
State.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah.
McNeese State. Got to get them out there, get some of the interns and some NIL stuff going, man. Got to holler at the boy
Yes.
Carlise Franklin. Shout out my brother Carlise out there
Carlise.
too.
That's my guy. He's been helping out a lot.
Alum,
Yes.
got to definitely tap in with the community and the universities out there and get them kids involved, get them get their resumes up so they can work for a professional franchise, because that is definitely going to be key, because the youth is the future, and that is absolutely what you need to do and invest in them for sure, man. And I appreciate you coming on, and we definitely going to tap in, man, for sure. And like I said, you want to send that contract to your boy. Let me know. I'm ready, able, and willing. It's like,
hey, pull up to a workout, bro. Let me see if you still got it.
The man said a workout. Boy,
give me
right.
5. Hey, give me 3 reps of 1-on-1.
3 reps, man. You must have
3
not
reps.
seen.
Let me
You
see.
must have not seen me in Destroying's video going crazy. That was a couple million, and that was months ago. What you mean reps? That's easy call. That's nothing, man. That's like the back of my hand, for real.
Okay.
I'm
Tell these youngins what's up.
Still in shape. All I need to do is just come through. You just need to give your boy some pads, and I'll player coach it up real quick and hold the sky down on that defense. No fly zone.
I got you.
You already know.
Got you.
I appreciate you, bro. Absolute love. We're gonna talk soon.
Okay.
Thank you for
Love,
pulling
bro.
up.
Most definitely. Appreciate you, man. I'll holler at you.
Absolutely. All right. Man, I appreciate y'all, man, and definitely appreciate the defensive coordinator of the Louisiana Voodoo, Coach Chris Hemphill. Y'all can y'all can rewind this back, and he got his contacts. He put everything out there. If y'all are interested in playing in the league, tap in with him. Tap in with the Voodoo. It's Voodoo Magic. He already putting y'all on notice and letting the league know. Man, I'm excited, like absolutely excited in a real way. Let me if for the new folks out here that don't know what arena football is, they don't know. For those that don't know, that are new, that just for the first time ever seeing or hearing about it, I actually created a film with Ben. This is my guy, and Ben is a masterful director. We shot on a red camera. I was actually in camp with the Philadelphia Soul, and the thing about that is when I was with the Soul, I actually got released. And this was right before China. There was so many vets on the team, and then I ended up signing with the Portland Steel, and I finished out the season with the Portland Steel, and then we went to China, and I played for the Shanghai Skywalkers under Coach Derek Stingley, who's my mentor. And what I did was created a film called 50-Yard Dash that I also produced, and it gives you the background, the basis, lets you know what arena football is, how it was, and what to expect. And it came out beautifully. It was in the Yonkers Film Festival. Man, I wish Ben, I hope he can get on with, doing something with the league upcoming, or me and him be able to work together, because I actually plan to further this series and get it going. And Chris, think I'm playing. Y'all are definitely probably gonna see me one way or another. I don't know if it's gonna be on the field. I still got about 3-4 years probably left in me to play. My daughter wants me to play. I want to play, but I also want to do the coaching side or the executive side. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna play 50-Yard Dash. Y'all check it out. I'm gonna get some more people on here. I'm gonna get some players on here. Get some more coaches on here. Get some more content, so y'all could be in the know. And like I said, shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to the league, the sponsors of the league. Shout out Travell Gaines. Shout out Tuo Clark. Shout out Lee Hutton. Everybody that's making this happen, because they're working like crazy right now to make this happen. Humble, you see it. It's live in and living color. It's at you in 4K. The AFL is back. Hashtag the AFL is back. It's real. So let me have y'all tap in real quick and see 50-Yard Dash.
What's it gonna be like playing Alvin Ray? You know what? It's really gonna be fun because we've been doing this for so long. But at the end of the day, we really know that it's gonna be one or the other that's gonna get this ring.
I want my ring. I need one of those Arena Bowl rings.
I'm not gonna allow it. I can't allow it.
Yeah, it's a game I'm waiting for.
Sharks going for their first win of the season on the road where they won the American Conference title last year. You're watching Arena Football, Monday night from Philadelphia.
Wait, what is arena football? It's the 50-yard field enclosed in walls and 8 men on both sides of the ball. Offense is putting up 70 points and defense is cracking receivers over the boards. A striped ball skipping off live rebound nets and players scraping by at different chapters in their football lives. From future NFL prospects to veterans grinding for the love of the game. It's fans on the field after the clock expires and big-name owners, from immortal NFL legends to bona fide rock stars. It's once fostering a 25-team minor league and now a budding Chinese league. A docu-series and major TV deals and national broadcasts and 6 video games and 30 years running. The war on the floor is still kicking. But in 2008, the AFL hit a wall of its own. The owners voted to suspend the 2009 season while the AFL's minor league, the AF2, continued playing. This is where we meet Christian Wise and Alvin Ray Jackson, then teammates at the beginning of their careers on AF2's South Georgia Wildcats. Their winding path to the arena game mirroring many of the thousands who have taken to the 50-yard turf.
Hometown, Los Angeles, California. Born in New York, bi-coastal, grew up in the entertainment industry. I grew up a showbiz kid. My outlet was football. And now, even still to this day, I started at 7 and I'm still playing. I'm 30 years old. Played in high school, won a state championship when I played. Everybody has a story, and mine had a lot of pitfalls, going through numerous junior colleges from Los Angeles to Arizona and back, and then ending up somehow in Atlanta. Decided that it really wasn't for me. I was going back to acting. Fell upon an open tryout in Albany, Georgia in the AF2. I had no idea how I ended up in the sticks of Georgia coming from Los Angeles. I ended up playing there my rookie year where I met Ray Jackson. I met Alvin Ray.
Well, in high school, I played quarterback, actually. I like to think I was the best quarterback in our area at the time. I had some offers in some of the biggest schools that were offering me, but unfortunately, I didn't get my grades. I ended up going to junior college to play quarterback. From junior college, I went to Jacksonville State. I was there this semester, but then my uncle died of cancer. Kind of raised by an older grandmother that, kind of let me be a man and let me learn the bumps and bruises on my own. And me being mature, I left school. Then I ended up a year later at Albany State. I went to an all-star game and I did very well. I had a couple, I raised my eyebrows on the NFL teams. My agent was trying to get me a look from the 49ers, and somehow through that, South Georgia coaches want you to come for a tryout. But the night before, me and a couple friends, we went out. We went out to this club and I got plastered. I forgot all about the workout. And by the time I got there, they was running 40s. And I had to stretch real fast. And I ran 4.43. And they was like, you don't got to do nothing else. Don't worry about nothing else. We seen your film, don't worry about nothing else. And that's how I ended up at South Georgia.
The opening kickoff is just moments away. It's arena football, and we'll be back.
Despite the Super Bowl era NFL existing for 50 years and the AFL going on 30 years, the two leagues never legally connected. Legends like Kurt Warner went from playing in the Arena Bowl to earning Super Bowl MVP honors in the span of 2 seasons. Still, the AFL has lived in more of a niche as a spring pro football league with a loyal fan base.
I didn't look at it as a minor league. I didn't look at it as, I just knew it was football.
It's not the NFL, so it's football. You get to play more football in more positions and do more things and have more fun. It's fast. You're not sitting there waiting. And that was the fun about it. Because, even taking it back to being a kid, it's kind of like how you would do on the playground, in the schoolyard.
I wanted to play football. I feel I blew a chance at the NFL, getting in the NFL, and that I could make it right from doing that. And it was an opportunity to play football, and I didn't know how long I was gonna be in it. I didn't know my plan coming into it was I'm just doing this to get back to the NFL. It was just like I just want to play football, and whatever happens after that, it just happens.
The 2008 season was the first of many times Wise and Jackson would cross over on AFL squads, joining up as teammates on 4 different teams in the last 8 seasons.
4 times in different cities. It's crazy. He's definitely my brother. Got the utmost love for him.
Oh man, me and C. Wise go way back. And I never forget when I first met C. Wise. C. Wise was the type of dude, we didn't supposed to be tackling, he hitting. But, that made me think like, hey, this, you gotta do whatever you can to get noticed to get on the field.
Alvin Ray is definitely someone who's gonna get you ready to play. Like, his mouth alone.
C. Wise always been a hothead. I don't care, I'm saying it. But nah, he's a good dude. He's just a competitor.
Big shit talker. It's just all I can really say. He's just a mouth. He has a mouth on him,
I done toned down a little bit now, but yeah. It's with me is mind games.
When he said he's gonna talk, he's gonna let you know, man. Let's go. We got here. We gonna make this plays. You know what I mean? Like, come on, C. Wise.
I like to play angry, and I have to pick something out that makes me angry so that it takes me to a higher level. So I would say I'm a real big shit talker.
He's funny, for real. But it's even more funny when he's your teammate, though.
The 4 seasons as teammates have come amidst long journeys for both players. Jackson has been on 7 teams in his 10-year career, while Wise has played for 8 in his 9 seasons, spread dramatically across the country.
South Georgia, Albany, Bossier Shreveport Battle Wing, Kansas City Command, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, to Spokane, to now the Philadelphia Soul.
South Georgia, Fort Wayne, Albany, New Orleans, Pittsburgh, back to New Orleans, Cleveland, and Jacksonville.
It's a crazy journey. Having a daughter now. We didn't have kids then. We both have a little girl. It's definitely taxing physically as far as constantly being on the move every 6 months in a new city for that many years. Because it's literally every 6 months I'm in a new city. That's kind of how the grind has been. And now being that I have a child and a family, it's a lot harder. And even just having the heart to want to do this and even be away from my child right now, it's hard for me.
It affects you. I kind of think it affect me from having children a little bit.
After football, that concerns me a lot. I had a teammate and a good friend of mine break his neck last year, Marquis White.
As it appeared, Marquis White's helmet ran in to the padded side board. This is an emotional moment. All these players know that they're at risk on every play. The AFL certainly considers itself one big family, and this is a time when nobody likes to see this happen.
And that was kind of tough, even seeing that and knowing that he has kids and has to, put that together. It makes you think. Yeah, it makes you think. I mean, it made me think a lot about coming out here, even having to leave my child. It makes you think that if you really, put our lives on the line and we do this, they don't care. They really don't. And we as players have to really figure out a way to survive and protect ourselves in every aspect of, in every way.
I feel like playing football, you can always get injured. And what if you're making millions? I don't care about no billions. I'm a paraplegic. Football is never worth the risk. It's just that, if you want to do it or not.
Point in time, I was getting, inactive check, $95. And that's just the truth. You get a $200 check at a time, and it's like, man, you thinking, damn, how am I going to survive? And even, fighting for a check that's barely under $1,000 now is still trying to figure out how you're going to survive.
I put it like this. If I can make the same thing at home doing something that I don't want to do, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Man, I've seen guys as far as work at Starbucks, work at Walmart on their free time.
I have my daughter, and a lot of money I have is for her. She's in Mississippi, and she's been to a couple of my games. She knows football. She watches on TV, and everything that comes on TV that got football, she says, that's daddy. And I'd be like, no, I'm right here with you. I'm not on TV. She's like, no, you football. That's her.
The love of the game. Being able to play a kid's game still after all these years. That is what is, what makes me want to still do this.
I love the camaraderie. That's one thing. Competing, the friendships that I made. I love the sport. And that's what drives me. As a brotherhood. It's the closest you get. And when you're done with this and you go in the real world, not me, a lot of people go to work, come home. Go to work, come home. I think I'd rather do something I love than go do somewhere with people I don't care too much for and something that I don't love.
My drive, my passion, everything is for me to try to get to the NFL. I've never had a look, never had a workout, never had a call. I mean, I'm still doing this because I want to reach the apex and play in the NFL.
Basically, this is my NFL. My last year in college, my senior year, I was 24. So my first year in the AF2, I was 26. I didn't play at 27. And so my initial goal was to play the game, and hopefully those NFL teams notice, when I sent my film and all that, and hopefully I can get back there. But at the time, the AFL was the next best thing. So my focus went to the AFL.
And I can't wait to just, I can't wait to go up against Ray. You know what? It's really going to be fun because we've been doing this for so long. But at the end of the day, we really know that it's going to be one or the other that's going to get this ring.
Where I'm at right now, that's one of the reasons that I'm still in this league is I want my real ring. I want my ring. I need one of those Arena Bowl rings.
In my mind's eye and, my heart, it's not going to be Ray. Because I'm not going to allow it. I can't allow it. I got to get a ring. I have to finish my career with a ring.
efficiency-wise, and everybody else know I'm gonna be the best at what I do.
I mean, me and him always go out. We'll talk, shoot the breeze, but it's all business on the field. It's definitely no love in between the lines, only outside the walls.
Monday night arena football from Philly. Rodaboff, the 21 over the middle, McDaniel. Brady off to a hot start, 7 of 9. Wide open touchdown, Darius Reynolds. And Highland off to the races. David Highland crosses midfield.
Alvin Ray Jackson, who gets a little piece of that. Wow, look at the concentration.
Cross, ball loose. Philly says they got it. And the Sharks back in front. London Crawford's loose. That penalty will be assessed after the kickoff.
I'll tell you what, it's been good for the Sharks getting Alvin Ray back in the lineup. Alvin Ray Jackson.
Grady going deep. He's got Hills. One-handed touchdown catch. Jacksonville rolled into Philly, and they steal one with an important win. Final score, Jacksonville 59-41.
Part of this with this game now is I play it to network too. I want to take it to a different level. I want to be in the front office, and hopefully I can one day be a player personnel and GM in this league and move on up to, get to the NFL that way. I want to be in the front office somewhere, so that's my goal.
If I'm not playing ball in the next 5 years still, which I hopefully am, coaching, for sure. And whether it's this league, whether it's, NFL, CFL, that's definitely the next angle. I do training already with personal training, but coaching and giving back, no question, giving back to the game.